explosions and ramps and all kinds of fun stuff. Sort of like, what's that other show on ABC that doesn't involve cars, but Wipeout. Similar to, picture Wipeout with souped up cars.
Right.
And so it started out with 5 cars, and inside each car there were 5 what they call lipstick cameras to capture the moment inside the car. They're arguing or doing funny stuff or what have you. 5 cameras outside each car as well, times 5 cars, so there's 50 cameras right there, right off the bat. And then cameras all throughout the field and cameras on the host. So yeah, that was pretty intense. So I worked on that. I worked on a lot of E-channel shows, True Hollywood Stories, that kind of thing. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
No, I'm not.
Probably
but
heard
do you,
of that.
do you,
No, you're probably not.
Oh, that wasn't a question for me.
No. It's a show, yeah.
Now, you've done movie trailers as well, too.
Yeah. Did some work on, did some work on Sweeney Todd, the international trailer and international spots. Did some work on New in Town, I think it was called. They changed the title. It was Renee Zellweger and Harry Connick Jr. What else did I work on? Well, you saw the reel, right? I can't. I can't think off the top of my head.
Right. Now, is there a lot of pressure, like when you take on a job with one of these companies and one of these studios? Is there like a time pressure? Is like how many hours a week are you?
Yeah, there's always some. Well, I guess average about 50 or something like that. But it's always deadline based. And there's movie trailers specifically. There's a lot of competition involved. So even though you've got the job, you're competing with other ad agencies for the work. So there's a little pressure there for sure. You want to do, put your best foot forward and essentially get the bid, get the job. But there's always the pressure of the deadline. The show has to air, and if you're getting feedback from the network or whomever it might be, that if you've got pages and pages of notes, you've got to get through them, and the show has to air. So there's always that deadline pressure.
Yeah. So now, the project that you're working on now, this kind of freelance thing. I watched the promo before we put it on. We're going to show it right now that you're putting together. It's still in the works. You're obviously in the works.
Yeah. This is a show that my writing partner and I are trying to pitch. It's basically a travel show. It's sort of the Odd Couple meets The Office meets a travel show kind of thing. 2 guys are traveling together, and they're very different personalities. One is very much about the culture and the history and museums and things like that, and the other guy just really wants to get drunk and have fun.
Yeah.
So
which one are you?
I'm the serious guy.
Yeah,
believe it or not, right?
Oddly enough.
Yep. So that's basically the idea, and the thing is to put together a pitch on paper and a verbal pitch, of course, and somewhat of a movie trailer, sort of a long commercial for the show, what it would look like. So we traveled all around the world and have been shooting some material to put this sort of thing together, and it's a work in progress, and we'll get it together and start selling it, hopefully.
Yeah. So what's the hopes? Like once this thing is together, who do you bring it to? How do you pitch something like this?
Well, it's a few different steps. The first thing you want to do is get some people attached, what they call attached. You want to get a showrunner attached, somebody who's excited about the project and has experience in running a show. And then you take everybody that you can get attached to. You might even want to get some name talent attached if you can, and package it all together and bring it to, let's say, the Travel Channel or Spike TV. This is a very male-oriented sort of show. Spike TV, or there's a lot of new high-def networks out now. Mojo, I think, is one of them. So basically, that's what you get your team together and try to make the package look as attractive as possible for networks to say, hey, well, let's take a shot on this.
Yeah. There's so much. I mean, with the amount of channels, when we grew up, there was 3 channels when we were real young, and then 12 channels when we were a little bit older.
There's quite a bit now.
But now, like you say, Travel Channel, Discovery, TLC, all these channels.
Yeah, and they're all competing with big networks.
Right.
I mean, they're winning Emmys. They're winning, Golden Globes. You've got original programming on AMC, like Mad Men, that are. That was another.
That's what you worked on too. Yeah.
That are really competing with big networks. So it's a whole different playing field now than from when we grew up.
Because and I love like the documentary style shows. Like I watch Discovery and TLC all the time. But it just seems like there's so much opportunity out there, but there just must be so much work out there as well too.
Sure.
Are there a lot of people like you who are freelance editors and writers?
Yeah, sure. There's more work, like you said, and there's a lot of online content. There's a lot of yeah, I mean, it's a good time for sure.
Yeah.
There seems to be a new channel popping up every day too.
Right.
So.
And online, like you said, that's like a whole nother thing. Adam Carolla has this podcast now that he does just online now. People don't know if they pay to subscribe to listen. I don't know how you make money off of online stuff.
A lot of banner advertising.
Yeah.
You know, you go to the website and you'll see banner ads, things like that. Some are subscription based, but I think a lot of it is banner ads. But yeah, you're right. Adam Carolla, Funny or Die. I think we were talking about that before. Will Ferrell's website, which I think now HBO has some sort of has a show involved with that as well. But yeah, there's a whole lot of online, a lot of comedy, a lot of online comedy out there too.
Yeah,
so.
it's just the media industry, you know, and you don't even necessarily need to live. You could probably do what you do even out here. If you ever had to relocate, you probably could.
Maybe that'd be kind of difficult. Yeah, you sort of have to be there. You know, you have to be present. You have to have FaceTime. You have to meet with people. But you know, maybe someday, if I think that if internet connections and if fiber optics are fast enough, someday you might be able to work from a different location and tap into their library, sort of doing what I do, rather than having to be present. You know, if, for example, if you're at home and you know, you have a really good internet connection, if you can imagine, you someday I think may be able to work on their drives, you know, from 3,000 miles away and quickly and seamlessly.
Yeah.
But it definitely does help to be there. You know, it helps to have FaceTime and establish contacts and network and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So getting back to the show that you're working on, you and what's your partner's name?
Ryan. Ryan Rudd.
Ryan.
Yes.
Huh?
Ryan Rudd.
Ryan Rudd.
Yes.
You guys were both writers together. He's
editors together.
Editors.
Actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. We worked. We were working on some movie trailer together. I don't remember. It was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, known each other for a while. He's an editor as well, so we sort of edit it together ourselves. And.
But this required you literally doing a lot of traveling throughout the world.
Yes.
Where have you been to make this thing work?
Recently went to Vietnam and Cambodia. That was just a couple months ago. Went to Japan a few months before that. Went to Europe about a year ago, England and the Netherlands and Belgium, a little bit of France. A year before that, went to Austria and Rome. So yeah. Yeah, so, quite a bit of traveling, which is fun.
You've been working at this has been a 3-year project that you've been working on?
Two year, maybe 2.5, yeah.
So when you did you and Ryan, when you first get together, let's pitch this thing, let's kind of come up with this idea that we have, and then you need to get the footage.
Yeah, you need to get the footage.
Because the trailer we're about to see, or is this trailer promo? Or what's
this is sort of like a pitch presentation reel, let's say, a trailer.
So this is something that, like, if I'm an executive for whoever, Discovery Channel.
We'll sit down with you and say, here's our idea, you know, here it is on paper, here are the different characters, here's the different angles that we could, you know, take it. We could make it more of a male-oriented pitch, we can make it, you know, a little more broad. We can do a lot of different things with it. And here is a sample of what it might look like when it airs. So they'll want to see.
So you have a whole bunch of footage.
Yeah,
and, this is
and
just
probably still need a little
sampling.
bit more. But yeah, we have a whole lot of footage.
Where do you plan on going next?
Maybe Greece and Turkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that should be fun.
What's the premise behind, like, you guys are just traveling all over the world? Are you? What do you guys do for a living to be able to do this? Is that in the script yet?
No, we're not really going there. You know, I don't think we have to sort of explain that. Some shows you do, some shows you don't, but we're just sort of leaving that open-ended.
Okay.
We could address that if we'll leave that up to whoever might want to pitch it, or might want to buy it. But right now, it's just sort of two guys, and they're traveling for whatever reason that might be, and they just don't seem to get along very well.
Yeah.
And they have two opposing points of view as to what traveling should be, or.
Well, once you set it up, we'll take a look at the promo.
Okay.
And then we'll talk.
I'll show you the first couple of minutes of it here.
Once we get it going.
Here we go. We're having a little technical difficulty here. Not sure. Hold on. So this is it, dude. This is the Roman Forum, the heart, the center of what was the Roman Empire, you know?
It's kind of old and broken.
Well, yeah, it's over 3,000 years old. Well, you can go back to the hotel and take a nap if you like.
This is it? We're done?
Well, no, there's actually a lot more.
This fall.
Well, that's the Arc of Septimus Severus. Wow. Via Sacra was the main street down the forum. Septimus Severus.
Septimus Syphilis?
Dude, Septimus Severus.
Semblance.
Right, you know what?